Hey guys, so first things first, because you guys always notice everything about me, if you're wondering why my hands are Oompa Loompa colored, it's because I recently tried a tanning lotion out and I really regret it. It's really not a good look, but on the bright side, I'm only cornrows away from being able to demand reparations from you guys. Glass half full. So in today's video, I'm going to respond to criticism and hate comments. And before anyone criticizes me for this, I am not conflating criticism with hate comments or trolling. I understand that they are separate things. I just thought it would be fun to do both. So, in case you're just a passerby on my channel, you might not know that I get a lot of criticism for my videos and a lot of crazy shit thrown my way, ranging from, healthy, normal criticisms like, Blair, I think you're wrong here, or Blair, I like you, but you could be a little bit nicer, all the way to, I want to brutally end Blair White's life. And don't get me wrong, I get a lot of positive and really kind feedback on this website as well. That's actually the majority of the comments that I get, but I think it's good and it's healthy for a channel to address criticism and talk about areas where I may be incorrect about things and just explain things in better detail. So let's go. Blair is a threat to our community because she leaps at the chance to spread misinformation to her audience of mostly cis-het white men. She makes anti-trans children videos and entirely glosses over the fact that puberty blockers do not sterilize children, as she says. So aside from the histrionic threat to our community thing, this is a criticism that I've gotten quite a few times in the past couple months. Here's where I stand. I've never said that puberty blockers cause sterilization. When I'm talking about children transitioning, I'm talking about the actual transition part. The hormones. That's what sterilizes you. However, puberty blockers are still the stepping stone to hormones in that children take them a few years before they begin hormone replacement therapy. If a child is on puberty blockers, that means they are on the path to replace their natural puberty with hormone-induced puberty, which does sterilize you. And so you're still on that path toward deciding at 13 years old, 14 years old, 15 years old, that you want to live a sterilized childless life, not to mention permanently and irreversibly modifying their body and body's chemistry. So I still have a fundamental problem with puberty blockers as well. I'm someone who's greatly concerned with the recent surge in the amount of children being diagnosed as transgender and getting referrals to gender clinics and transgender specialists. I think I was reading out of London, the number of children referred to gender clinics has quadrupled. And in Nottingham, there's been a 28-fold increase. There's something wrong there. And I don't think that there's something in the water and there's suddenly just, a natural reason why the amount of trans kids has quadrupled. I think it's something else. Here's another one. Blair's entire channel is transphobia and the rest for money. She is worthless as a voice for trans people because it's clear she only speaks for the bigotry of her far-right conservative audience. And she lost her credibility when she started spewing crap like, pass or you're not trying. Okay, saying that I'm useless as a voice for trans people is heinously retarded and redundant because I've made a point so many times I can't count at this point to say that I do not speak for the trans community. I do not speak for anyone but myself. My channel is a stream of my thoughts, my opinions, my views, my life experiences, no one else's. And as far as me having a far-right conservative audience, I have a really intellectually, diverse audience, so that's not true. And then losing my credibility when I started saying pass or you're not trying, I've never said that. You got nothing right in this comment, honey. How do you get nothing right, though? I enjoy Blair, but her message would get across better if she was nicer. She can be too aggressive. Yeah, I can concede that. I can definitely be catty sometimes in my videos, and I think sometimes I come across as a little bit aggressive, but I am really passionate about the things that I talk about. But, there's room to be nicer. Can't really argue with that. Here's one from a lovely little lady named Bitch. Bitch says, FYI, sucking alt-right cock won't make them like you. You're still trans. I mean, it worked with your dad. Who else thinks Blair tries way too hard to be a reasonable trans woman? Like, she literally gets off on being told, OMG, you are so cool, unlike most trans people. Blah, blah, blah. Seems almost like internalized transphobia. So, are you really saying that attempting to be reasonable is a bad thing? Should I just allow myself to be irrational sometimes or something? And no, I don't hate myself. That one's getting old. This bitch is trying to be another Nicole Arbor. Don't be biting to try and get some fame or attention for a few seconds. You look like an ugly, spoiled duckling. Ha ha ha. I'd still tap that ass though. It's all about that Mexican pride from Imperial California, Southern United Raza, Black Lives Matter, and White Lives Shatter. white people got mixed feelings like cake batter. The longer they live makes me even sadder. Fuck white lives and every other race except brown lives and black lives. Other than those two races, fuck the rest. Yeah. Shout out to you. That was funny. That was funny. So funny comments aside, I do want to address some really recent criticisms I've received in the past week since I've uploaded my video entitled Transgenderism is a Mental Disorder. I predicted when I made it I would get some backlash and heavy criticism. And I did, and I want to address some of the really common things that are said about the video. A lot of people were upset that I used the title Transgenderism is a Mental Disorder instead of transgender people have a mental disorder, because gender dysphoria, as I explained in the video, is technically the mental disorder. And it is a fair point and objection to have with the video. However, I will explain why I used that word. You can't separate gender dysphoria from transgenderism. Transgenderism is the state of having gender dysphoria. To me, it kind of sounds like if someone were to say, you can't say that being on the spectrum is a mental disorder because autism is technically the mental disorder. It's like, yeah, you're right, but you're splitting hairs at this point and you're just arguing semantics. If you look at the definitions of gender dysphoria and transgenderism, they are pretty much exactly the same. The only real differentiating word is the word condition, which is in the definition of gender dysphoria, which, of course, gender dysphoria is the condition, but transgenderism is the state of having that condition. So again, it's kind of like saying you can't say that being on the spectrum is a mental disorder because autism is technically the mental disorder. Yes, I agree, but you're splitting hairs. But I'm not entirely doubling down. I do agree that the title could have been more precise, and I can definitely concede that. However, I do stand by the content of the video. Alrighty, I think that is all for today's video, and a little bit of news for you guys. I decided that I'm going to do a live show on my channel once a week, every week. It'll be on either Saturday or Sundays. I did one last week. This week, I think it'll be on Sunday. So pay attention to my YouTube on Saturday night, Sunday, and hopefully you can catch the live show. So until then, or until the next video, love you.